Welcome into Cyhawk-Gameday. I'm Reina Garcia, joined by Jeff Woody. Well, Jeff, with both Iowa State and Iowa both out of conference championship contention, how does that kind of temper expectations for the rest of the season for both teams?
Well, you still want to win. I mean, you ask any coach, you'll probably hear it from every coach, which is one play at a time, one snap at a time, one game at a time. Well, now you really have to, put pencil to paper on that one, where you have to focus on exactly this game, because in order to get to a bowl game, in order to get to the respectability that you're shooting for, you have to win this game, or you have to win your snap. So it's kind of a refocus of getting down to the things that you need to do.
Yeah, well, Iowa getting off to a good start on that. We'll kick things off with them as they took on Northwestern. The Hawkeyes trying to get back on track as they hosted the Wildcats. We'll start in the first quarter. Hawkeyes settled for a field goal with Drew Stevens put them up 3-0. But then still the first, Spencer Petras with the QB keeper, and there's a big pile, but they're gonna call it a touchdown. A pretty impressive play by him. Now, right before halftime, Iowa up by 13, and Petras is gonna hit Luke Lachey for the touchdown. The Hawkeyes go up 20-0 at the break. Tons of offense in this one, something we really haven't seen this season. And Steven goes long for a 54-yard and makes it a 23-7 game. And the Hawkeyes go on to win big over Northwestern, 33-13.
Again, really happy for our guys, proud of our guys, happy with the way they pushed forward, and just went back to work last week, did a good job, good to win, obviously.
Well, I think this was by far their best offensive performance of the season. And granted, it was against Northwestern, but I mean, I think this is what Hawkeye fans wanted to see. They just wanted to see something. Well,
and yes, it was against Northwestern, and they're obviously not that great, especially coming off Ohio State, which is one of the best teams in the country. But the difference between Northwestern and Ohio State, if you still don't execute, you still don't score. We've seen that from Iowa in pretty much every other game. So the thing that they did really well, we talked about it with Iowa State coming out of the early season struggles against Texas and doing some self-scout. What do we do? What do we like? What do we not do well? And how do we fix those things? And I think the biggest difference that Iowa did in that same type of vein is they said, our offensive line hasn't been doing the things that we need to, especially at the tackles. And how do we put them in a better position? And they did that. So again, it's easier that it's Northwestern, but they still had to execute to make it actually happen.
Yeah, and like we mentioned, this was a much needed win for them. What does this do kind of for their confidence as they, go through the remainder of the season?
Well, now they have some.
Yeah.
And that's what it does for the confidence. They have some confidence.
Right.
The difference is, if you have some confidence, you have to maintain that confidence. You can't just have a good week and then go out and kind of lay another egg. So I think they're at the point where if they have another good game, which we've seen it's possible, if they have another good game, they could kind of roll themselves into the back half of the season. But if they come out and again, it's another dud, then at that point, your confidence goes right back to where it was before, because guys can say, oh, that was just a blip on the radar. So this is a critical confidence game for the Hawkeyes going forward.
Real quick, do you think it's sustainable? This success they had. Granted, like we said, Northwestern, not the best team, but do you think it's sustainable somewhat?
Less unsustainable? That's an answer.
I'll take that. Well, after the break, Jeff is going to take us to the whiteboard to break down those improvements that Iowa's offense made over the last couple weeks.